Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Welcome, everyone, to Texas Songwriters Alliance Audio Impact on Lone Star Community Radio. I am your host, Alex Lozano. And before we get started with special musical guest, country singer Tyler Tillman, we have our shows that we recommend. So let's go ahead and get to those. This Friday, we got some grindcore metal over at the 19th Hole in the Woodlands. Deep Ella, South FM, and Nightcrawlers. They will be playing with Joseph King over at White Oak Music Hall. And then Zill Love is in the Air, which is like a blues thing that they're doing over at Green Oaks Tavern over in Humble. Broken Spokes at the Good Company, Armadillo Palace. And then we have Stellar, an Incubus tribute band, with Beautiful Disaster, which is a 311 tribute band, and Fake It, the number one Seether band in the world, who I just had at my Audio Impact Festival, May the 10th. A big shout out to Michael Kennedy and Jarrett Pena, and also Rick Stewart, badass guitar player of the year. Saturday, we have Spud Boy All-Stars, a Jerry Garcia tribute band at the world-famous Dan Electros. We have the Brazilian Bluesmen, a.k.a. over there at the Green Oaks Tavern. And then we have Donovan Lindsay Band over at, here in Conroe, Marshall's Tavern. That's a really cool place, just right down the road from us. Then we have Miranda Wrights, Deep Sleep, and my good friend Sean West and his new lineup in his band Aviate over at the 19th Hole. That's Serena Dam's new place that she's doing the booking. Sunday, we have Gemini Band's Birthday Fest featuring the one and only, probably one of the most baddest blues cats on the planet, and I'm proud to call him a friend. And I knew him before he was the Mighty Orc. So if you like blues and you want to hear somebody on a whole nother level, that's my boy, the Mighty Orc. And he's also playing, it's almost like a reunion to get together of a really amazing band called TKO, or some of the most baddest cats around, jazz, fusion, funk. They used to have a residency over at Instant Karma. And big shout out, I'm doing a big TSA Presents with the new band I'm working with called the O-Ray Band over at Katy Kickoff. We're going to have food there. That's going to be June the 7th. Going to have special guests Jason Burrell, Chuckster Brown II, Tone Hoodlife, Tony Morano, Jacob Minter. Big shout out to the owner Ike, and big shout out to my girl Kimberly and my boy Jay Lambs Remy. We are here with Tyler Tillman, country singer that I was turned on to by a friend of mine named Ben Blankenship. And he's a man about town. He goes everywhere, and man, that boy's almost jabberjaws as much as me, you know. I told him he needs to run for office, you know, and I think that's what we're going to end up having him do, just be the new mayor of Conroe. You heard it here first, y'all. So anyway, tell us a little bit about this first song you're going to do for us, young man.
This first song that I'm going to do is the last one that we put out, and it's a song I wrote about my wife, and it's really about not letting your shortcomings define you.
Good subject matter.
I keep saying that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Hard to go wrong singing about your spouse.
That's right. The one that brings it all together, and the one that puts up with us.
That's right.
Sure, the shit we put in. Your girl sounds like she's military grade, just like my Kimberly. So.
Ooh.
And then some.
Yeah. Military grade dynamite.
Sounds like more like C4. Ooh. Got one of those DEFCON 4 girlfriends. I love it. Me too, man. We're very, very fortunate, man. And we'll be coming out and seeing you play, and hopefully setting up our podcast and getting you out there some more. Well, let's hear this song. I'm excited.
All right. She blows in like the wind, standing 4'10", and just shy of 100 soaking wet. She can shop in the girls' department, but my favorite part is spirit is deep down in her soul. Yeah, she's the kind that's all or nothing, 0 or 100. Either have her whole heart or nothing at all. She can take a seed and grow it, her whole world and throw it, keep you spinning like a bow before the fall. She's anything but small. She's like a dog with a bone. When it comes to holding her own, she'll fight and fight with everything she's got. She'll go pound for pound with any man around, never caring what she is or what she's not. 'Cause she's the kind that's all or nothing, 0 or 100. Either have her whole heart or nothing at all. She can take a seed and grow it, her whole world and throw it, keep you spinning like a bow before the fall. Anything that's small. She's the kind that's all or nothing, 0 or 100. Either have her whole heart or nothing at all. She can take a seed and grow it, her whole world and throw it, keep you spinning like a bow before the fall. She's anything but small. She's anything but small.
I bet you that one almost put her in tears.
No, it almost put me in the hospital.
Oh no!
There's a bunch of short jokes in there, and if you know my wife and I,
Right?
she
Okay.
heard them right away. She didn't
Right.
hear nothing else.
Oh no! Okay. Oh my gosh! A lot of emotional content there, man.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about song number 2.
Oh man, song number 2 is a song I wrote about my kids. See, there was a point in time where I was working a full-time job and doing this anywhere from 4 to 6 nights in a week, and it got to be too much. But when I was still doing it, I had a night where my oldest, I was on my way out the door, and he grabbed my leg, bawling his eyes out, and said, "Daddy, don't go. I want you to stay with me." And I had to go. I'd promised people I would be there, and when I tell you I'm going to do something, I do it. But it did leave an impact. You know, it prompted me to stop taking every show that came my way and start taking ones that either helped pay the bills a little better or helped us build more of a fan base. But more importantly, I sat down following Monday morning and I wrote this one right here. It's called Taillights of My Truck. Lately things have been real hard. wheels keep coming round. In my mind there's a pressure that says I can't slow down. 6 drinks to every dollar, so I work from dusk to dawn. I just need a little sleep to get my head back on. And I've been trading time for money on the short end of the stick. Ain't enough hours in the day, it always ends too quick. The sun is setting on my family while I try to earn a boat. Hope my kids remember me and not the taillights of my truck. Everything to everyone, a friend, a rock and tough. Promise I can do it all, can't promise it's enough. So I'll keep on pushing, have faith in this old plan. Ride this body till the wheels fall off, so I feel like a man. And I've been trading time for money on the short end of the stick. Ain't enough hours in the day, it always ends too quick. The sun is setting on my family while I try to earn a boat. Hope my kids remember me and not the taillights of my truck. Well, I've heard about a mother's love, I know they pay a price, but I thank the Lord above for a father's sacrifice. And I've been trading time for money on the short end of the stick. Ain't enough hours in the day, it always ends too quick. The sun is setting on my family as I try to earn a boat. Hope my kids remember me and not the taillights of my truck.
Another good one. I like that one too.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, wow. You know, you always think of where they come up with the inspiration and where it all comes from. You know, whether it's a girl or your kids.
Yeah.
I know Chad Ware has a song that is little girl inspired called "My Dad Loves to Play the Guitar." I don't know if you heard this one, but it's something about. And man, he just, you know, it's a killer song. It moves real quick, but boy, he does the licks on it. You know,
Yeah.
It's just that boy can play.
Yes,
But no,
he can.
Another great song. Let's do number 3, man. We're rolling right. We're moving right along, getting ready for this interview.
That last one was off the EP we put out last year, and this one is 2.
Okay.
It's
How many songs on that one? Like 4 or 5?
It was only 3.
Okay.
It was only 3. That was all we could do at the time.
A real deal EP.
Yeah, yeah. Just something to try to get a little momentum, right?
Right.
But I used to ride around on the truck with my dad a bunch, and we'd go station to station, all different kind of music. I didn't exactly grow up on country. We listened to country, but it's not like he only ever played George Jones and Waylon Jennings in the truck. We'd go from George to Counting Crows to John Mayer to hip-hop, you know, all different type of stuff. And I tried to do the same thing with my son when he was old enough to ride around on the truck with me. And I realized we were going station to station because I couldn't let him listen to the songs that were being played. So when I got home, I sat down and I wrote an imaginary letter to a real letter to an imaginary DJ, I should say, and it turned into this song. Happened to my radio, I think this whole thing's broke. Music's moving backwards, is this some kind of joke? And hey there, Mr. DJ, hopefully you'll know if there's anything you think you can do to save my radio. Crushed on Shania, she forgot she was a lady. Now all the girls are singing, oh, won't you call me maybe? And in a world they should have gone country, instead we all went crazy. Standing at the 50-yard line, singing along with Toby. So what happened to my radio? I think this whole thing's broke. Music's moving backwards, is this some kind of joke? And hey there, Mr. DJ, hopefully you'll know if there's anything that you think you can do to save my radio. Yeah! We could go back to when the cities were one, like kicking off the morning with Little Brooks and Dunn, when Ellen saved our souls and gave us Chattahoochee sun. Bubba shot the jukebox, guess they didn't take his gun. So what happened to my radio? I think this whole thing's broke. Music's moving backwards, is this some kind of joke? And hey there, Mr. DJ, hopefully you'll know if there's anything that you think you can do. Won't you tell me that there's something you can do? Yeah, there better be something that you can do. Save my radio. Save my radio. Save my radio.
Another banger. All good stuff, man. All good stuff. I like that Epiphone too. It sounds really good. You got it set up just nice.
This is actually my travel guitar. Like I just take it with me wherever I go.
Your throwdown.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. Oh my gosh. Well, she sure does sound good.
Well, I appreciate that.
I name all my guitars. That's Butterscotch over there because she's got that look to
Yeah.
her. Well, we're moving right along. You know, we want to save time for that interview, so I think this is song number 4, I think.
Song number 4.
Let's do it. Let's roll through them.
So, in case it's not obvious, I have a habit of writing about what I know, stories and stuff like that. I've got some stuff about other people's stories, but
Sure.
most of my favorites are things that happened to me.
Sure.
And the night I met my wife, I knew something was different. I don't know what it was, but I couldn't even go and talk to her until the very last song of the night.
Right. Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's
But
in the
you
song.
knew.
I knew.
Right.
I knew. I didn't know exactly how far,
Your
but I knew
spider
something was
senses
different.
were going off.
That's right. Yeah, they were tingling all right. But this is a song about the night I met my wife. It's called Heaven Has Neon Lights. I could write a list of reasons I don't need a bar. You can read them off my body. Look at these scars, I could tell you the story of every single one of those fights. But dancing in the kitchen just ain't the same as sawdust on the dance floor, lighting the flame and letting it burn, dancing away the night. And I already know you got the rest of my life. So when it's time to go, you're the reason. I hope heaven has neon lights. I can still remember clearly the night that we met, the shaking in my hands and your pin-up dress. You were hotter than anything I'd ever seen. And much to my amazement, you said alright when I asked you to dance the last song of the night. Who'd have figured that we'd still be living this dream? And I already know you got the rest of my life. So when it's time to go, you're the reason. I hope heaven has neon lights. Alright. And I can do without the cold beer and crowds, but our souls touching leather soles, touching the ground, tells me I already know got the rest of my life. So when it's time to go, you're the reason. I hope heaven, you're the reason. I hope heaven, you're the reason. I hope heaven has neon lights.
Another good one. Is that off the last record too? Or?
Nope, that one actually is off of the album that we've got coming out in August.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yes,
that's
sir.
going to be interesting. How many songs is that? 10?
Shooting for 12.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes,
It's
sir.
going to be a full album.
Yeah, I believe there's going to be 2 acoustic tracks on it. One that's just me and a guitar, and I believe one that's going to have the rest of the band playing some acoustic stuff.
Oh, I like that. You're mixing it up a little bit.
Trying to.
Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with that. We got 3 more to go. This is number 5. Tell us a little bit about this one.
This is the first song that I ever put out. And I was telling you, I got songs about other people. This was, I was having a conversation with a good friend of mine, a guy named Ricky Jones. And he was telling me about what it was like growing up. And I found a lot of similarities in his story and mine. Mine wasn't quite as hard as his was, but
Right.
I took it and I wrote a song called We Worked.
Reworked?
We worked.
We were. Okay, I like
It was weird trying to record that one in the studio. Say that 10 times fast.
Right, no, not going to happen.
From the time I was 10 years old, I always had a hammer Daddy said that's the way that it goes. It's making me a better man. So we worked till our fingers bled. We worked till the daylight was gone. And when things looked their worst, that's when we were. Left home when I turned 18. Took a job working in oil. Never felt quite so green. Never felt quite so small. It's when we worked till our fingers bled. We worked till the daylight was gone. And when things looked their worst, that's when we worked. Now I've got two boys of my own. Try to give them more than they need. It's getting time for them to get gone, away from mama and me. So we worked till our fingers bled. We worked till the daylight was gone. And when things looked their worst, that's when we worked. That's when we worked.
Wow, good stuff. Real good stuff. Real solid. It's like each one sounds like a single almost. Pretty good.
A little bit.
Good stuff. Well, we've got a couple of more, and then we got a little interview with you. We'll take a little break, and then see what's all up with Tyler Tillman. The Adventures of. Song number 6.
Yep. I was about to say 5. But we
Right, I know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep
Yeah.
track here without writing it down.
Yeah. I got it in my phone, but I turned it off.
Right.
This was a single that we released between the EP and the album.
Okay.
We debated putting it on the album, but we weren't going to be able to get everything done in time, and we wanted the song out.
So
We
you just
actually-
did it. Yeah.
Yep, that's right. We just pulled the trigger on it. We actually teamed up with an organization called 22-0 that helps veterans with their PTSD,
Very cool.
and got
All
to be
about
real
that.
good friends with some folks in that group.
Sure.
And all the proceeds we get to this song, if we ever get any, I'll put it that way,
Sure.
will go towards 22-0.
That's cool.
But that's what this song is about. It's called In the Middle of 22.
I like that.
If I can remember how to play it. Lord, I just blanked.
You're still on Florida time, man.
Yeah. I've had 3 cups of coffee and I still need another one. Yeah. He was 22 when he finally made it home. It was over. He still couldn't get along, but he found a way
with or without you, another one in the middle of 22. Well, he was fighting with the demons in his head. He soldiered on, and on Fridays he wore red, 'cause he remembered all the fallen and the true, another one in the middle of 22. 22 years old, but he was still so young, fighting for a life with a loaded gun, and all his brothers gone except me and you. We can save this one in the middle of 22. She took his kids and she drove them away. He was a danger, yeah, that's all she had to say. But it was over, and it wasn't even true, another one in the middle of 22. So young, fighting for a life with a loaded gun, and all his brothers gone except me and you. We can save this one in the middle of 22. He was 22 when he finally made it home. It was over, he still couldn't get along.
Yeah, I love supporting the troops.
Me too.
Freedom, I like to say, freedom isn't free.
That's right.
It's crazy stuff out there. So sick and tired of the negativity.
Amen to that.
But we're in a positivity zone right now with Tyler Tillman. He's playing some really, really good country music for us. You're sounding really good, my friend. And
I appreciate that.
I'm so glad that Ben Blankenship introduced me to you. The boy knows talent, you know. We know he can cook barbecue.
That's
and
right.
And now we know he's a good music guy. So, and any more of you country singers out there, you bring them on. I know you know a few of them.
I do.
Go ahead, both of y'all. Yeah, absolutely. Anybody you do there, we're trying to fill up the next few months and stuff. We are down to the last song, Lucky number 7. Tell us a little bit about it, then we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to come back and do a little nice, short, sweet interview with you.
I was going to leave the last song up to you. I got 2 options.
Ooh, I like the options.
So we've got the next song coming out. It'll be the title track off the album, and then it'll be the last song we release before we release the whole album.
And the next one?
And the other one is a gospel song that comes with a God story.
Well, here's the deal. Because of the way I like to work with bands and I love exclusives, it sounds like the first one because that's the title track of the new record. And God already knows I'm one of his tools, you know what I'm saying? So I'm fueled by God, so I'm good with that. So let's have the first one. You heard it here. First time ever exclusive. This will be the title track of his new record. Do you have a working title?
I do. It's called All the Things That Cowboys Do.
Yeehaw. All right. And hopefully we'll get him at the rodeo. If that song could, get you in the rodeo next year, I will definitely be pulling for you, my friend.
It's funny. So I was at the end of a show in Round Top, and we're tearing down, loading up, and this young kid, probably 10 or so, comes up and asks me, he says, "Are you a real cowboy?" And I've gotten that a few times, but the way he said it,
Just like really meaning is like, are you
yeah, like he was scrutinizing me, you know?
right? Oh yeah.
And I didn't really know how to answer his question because the truth of the matter is I wouldn't call myself a cowboy. I know a lot of cowboy folk, and there's a lot of folks I know that call themselves cowboy that I wouldn't call a cowboy.
Right.
That doesn't mean I haven't done all the things that you expect a cowboy to do. I've roped. I was a team roper with a good buddy of mine for a little while. I've worked on the ranches.
That's real Yellowstone stuff. I'm just saying.
Yeah. The Yellowstone stuff's about what I haven't done. I've never slept down in the canyon with the cows and all that good stuff. You know? but I've done a lot of the stuff. We've worked cows and all that. But I didn't know how to answer his question. So it got me thinking, and I sat down and wrote a song called All the Things That Cowboys Do. I rode a mess of horses and I rode a mess of fence. Made a loop and thrown a rope and prayed that I don't miss. I won't call myself a cowboy, but I'll tell it to you true. I've done all the things that cowboys do. I put a stretch in a story and a stretch in a rope. I broke a few bones and I broke a few colts. And a title don't mean much, but take a look here at my boots. 'Cause I've done all the things that cowboys do. Cowboys like to roll their own and hold a pretty girl tight. Cowboys like to throw some hands and stand up for what's right. But most of all, a cowboy wants a place to call his own through and through. And I've done all the things that cowboys do. I played a beat-up six-string for tips and empty bars. Gave it all to chase a dream, never minding all the scars. If that don't sound like much, I guess this song just ain't for you. But I've done all the things that cowboys do. 'Cause cowboys like to roll their own and hold a pretty girl tight. Cowboys like to throw some hands and stand up for what's right. But most of all, a cowboy wants a place to call his own through and through. And I've done all the things that cowboys do. Cowboys like to roll their own and hold a pretty girl tight. Cowboys like to throw some hands and stand up for what's right. But most of all, a cowboy wants a place to call his own through and through. And honey, thanks to you, I've done all the things that cowboys do.
Another banger of a song. Way to end today's show with the title track for his upcoming record, which is going to be out sometime in August. We're going to take a small break, and we will be right back with Tyler Tillman. Thanks, brother. Sounds great.
Thank you, brother.
Every Friday, tune into Texas Ticket on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 FM with Armando Nino of Gull Lake Conroe, focusing on Montgomery County area events and places. Get a feel of the Texas spirit at the event, paired with guest and vendor interviews, event coverage, and ticket giveaways, and so much more. Join us Fridays and punch your Texas ticket. For more information on the show, visit irlonestar.com facebook.com/Texas Ticket.
All right, welcome back to Audio Impact on Lone Star Community Radio. I'm your host, Alex Lozano. We have special musical guest, Tyler Tillman, country singer. He just played 7 songs, buddy, and they sounded all great. And I can't wait to, when you have your CD release sometime in August. Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing and how long you've been doing this now, and just kind of just a little story or something. We've got a few minutes here.
That's, pardon me, that's kind of a loaded question.
Yeah, right. It's all over the place.
So,
That's me.
Yeah. So, music in and of itself from start to finish, I've been playing since I was a kid, but I didn't start playing out until I was 24.
You look real comfortable, though.
I appreciate that. I've been playing in front of people for a long time. Grew up in a musical family. My dad and my uncle did it from the time I was 8 to like when I was 12.
Oh, so it's part of your DNA. It's in your
is.
blood. So yeah.
Although they weren't trying to be famous or anything.
Right,
they were
right,
just
right.
playing down on a Clear
Yeah.
Lake circuit.
Yeah.
And
Hey, son, check this out.
yeah. I learned real quick how to set up music equipment.
I
So
bet.
that was a bonus. But I started playing my own shows when I was about 24. And my wife had a big hand in that. But a lot of it happened because, we got married, bought a house, and had a kid all within the span of 12 months.
Boom.
And with all of that happening, she wasn't hardly able to continue to work. She went on bed rest for like 6 or 7 of the 9-month pregnancy.
Wow.
Really 8 month. He was about a month early.
Yeah. That could be a little stressful.
Yeah, and when she went back, her job only had her on part-time, and it wasn't hardly worth
To do it. Might as
Yeah.
well stay at home and let me do it.
Exactly. And so I picked up a bunch of extra jobs, but nobody had extra jobs on Friday and Saturday nights.
Right.
So it was, either become a bartender for Friday and Saturday night, and I really wasn't interested. But I could play a little music, and there was a restaurant owner in town that let me come and play, a guy named Buddy Adams at the meeting place. Yeah. He let me come and play in the corner for tips Friday and Saturday night, and I did that for a long time.
Yeah.
Just making extra money.
Sure.
But
Cheddar's cheddar.
That's right. And we were. It got to the point where I didn't have to work those other part-time jobs anymore. So that was nice.
You were the epitome of consistent persistency.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm all about that.
Sometimes that's what it takes.
I know.
But about 3 years ago, I'd been bugging my wife for what she wanted for her birthday for a long time, because we have not been in a position for a long time to buy something if we didn't know they liked it, right? So I wanted to make sure that she liked whatever I got her for her birthday. So instead, what she did was dial a number on her phone and said, "You can answer this for me." And it was Red Tree Recording Studio. And we've since moved, but I recorded my first song there. And after that, we got invited to come work at Stormy Cooper's studio in Houston, who is a friend of a friend and now a friend of ours.
Stormy Cooper Media.
Yeah.
He's a total badass.
He's a great dude, too.
Yeah, I know Chad Ware. I mean, all the top guys, that's where they go.
Yep,
So,
they sure do.
he's what they call the real deal Holyfield.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he got all the awards laying out there, got all the different amps stacked up. They got everything.
Whatever you need.
That's right.
One-stop shop.
That's right. And so we started recording out of there, but we've been pushing our own music for about the last 3 years, really. Okay. So before that, I wasn't trying to make a name for myself.
Right.
I wasn't trying to do anything with it. Just
You're trying to make a living.
Yeah. Just
trying to feed your family.
Pretty much. Just
right.
honing a craft, I guess.
You got baby formula to buy, so
Yeah.
that's the real deal right there.
Yeah. It was out of necessity, really. But
I know you told me that you come from a musical family, so who was the one? Was it the dad, the mom, or a combination of both of them singing, uncle? Who the first boom, like bam. I mean, I know they were always there, but when did you know that you wanted to pick up the guitar and start playing?
I really didn't. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
I got a guitar when I was 5 and learned a couple of chords, but didn't really get good enough to do much with it. And when I was 6, I got a set of drums, and
I bet your mom loved that.
my dad really was the one that was like, I really don't want to do this. Now there
I've
were
already
times-
got a headache.
Yeah, there were times I had to make sure I practiced before anybody got home. when I
Right,
was a
right.
little
Or had
older.
your little rubber pads.
Yeah, I had a drum pad
Right.
upstairs, but I never had pads for the drums.
Right.
But I got really good at the drums. I played drums for a long time, and then kind of realized when I was, I don't know, like 15, that I had things that I wanted to say, that I wasn't going to be the next Phil Collins, and so I kind of stopped.
No,
playing
in
the
the air
drums.
tonight for you, man.
Yeah, I kind of quit playing the drums, and started picking my guitar up a lot more.
About to turn yourself into a songwriter.
That's exactly what I did. I started writing songs, and somewhere along the way, I just kind of
Morphed.
you just let it go.
Right.
Yeah.
And being a drummer, you always had the backbeat of all your songs. So
Yep.
when you jam, I bet you're able to convey that real quick because you are a drummer.
Yeah,
And-
I try to.
And I can play all of the rock instruments. Don't mean I can play them well. I can play a little lead. I can play lead in a blues band. I could play bass in a basic band, and a drum. I can hold a beat. But my thing is the 12 string, and I've developed my own kind of little style thing. And to me, just like every artist, there is nobody in the world exactly like you. So to me, you're like a fingerprint. There's
Yep.
nobody exactly. Somebody might sound similar. I wish I had $1 for every time I heard a country singer that kind of sounded like somebody else.
Oh yeah.
I'd be rich because I hear it. It gets so. Show me something fresh. That's why because I'm more old school, so I feel like you're a little bit old school, even though you got a little bit of some modern thing in you.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll never forget the first time I heard David Lewis, because immediately I thought, a young George Strait, but who can play like a Nashville studio player.
Yep.
And that's word up, and I know I'm right. That boy, he's badass. He
Oh,
is.
yeah.
He's good, and he's humble, family man. He's the real deal.
Oh yeah. Color Me Green. That dude can pick a guitar, man.
Who's that?
David.
Oh, Dale, yeah,
Yeah.
big time. And when I got turned on him, I also got turned on to one of the most prolific young singer-songwriters around. This girl is like a Nashville veteran at like 12 and 13, Elle Townley.
Yeah.
And that girl can write. I mean, to me, she reminds me of a miniature Reba McEntire.
I can see that.
Yeah, really, it is. So what is we already know that your Epiphone is your throw on the jet plane guitar. So what is your favorite one, and the one that you play with? Is it?
They're not the same guitar. My favorite and the one I play with.
Okay.
So when I was 17, my uncle gave me a Guild D26, and that was like a Guitar Center special. You could only buy that particular model
At Guitar
at
Get.
Guitar Center.
I call it Guitar Get, by the way.
Yeah, Guitar Get. That's right. It's all lawyered up now.
Yeah, it is.
But it's like a D25 with some special ornament stuff on it. It's got a big back on it, like a plied back that they've bowed out. I forget the name of it right now. But it's big. It sounds big. It's deep, melodic. Each string picks real separate, like what you would expect out of like a 1976 Martin D45,
Yeah,
right?
It
Like,
stands out.
it stands out.
Right.
It's real loud. It's normally what I bring in here, and if I'd have gotten my flight on
Yeah.
time,
Would
I
have had
would've-
that one.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
you know,
it's-
you have a real powerful voice too. You do have a-
when I hit those high notes, it takes a little more
little
booty
more
for me to
juice,
get there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
put a little hit that nitrous bottle a little bit. you
Yeah,
know?
just a little bit. I just call it loud.
right.
But the one I normally play with is a Taylor 210E, and I'm blessed to have that guitar. It's been a road warrior. It's got all the
Right.
character to go with it,
Right.
and I bought it off that same guy, Ricky Jones, that I wrote We Worked
Wow.
About.
Yeah,
He
yeah. How long you've had her?
2016, I believe.
Oh, so it's been a minute, almost 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yep.
Another one of my favorite questions, in no particular order, and it doesn't just have to be country, but give me a handful of the artists that have inspired you, over the last 25 years or so.
First and foremost would be Cody Johnson.
I've heard that name before. He's a famous
Yeah,
singer-songwriter.
he's definitely up there.
Okay.
just heard he's going to be closing out the rodeo next year. Actually,
wow.
yeah. But I'll never forget. I was driving through on Alaska. I was working. I was young, and he was fresh at it, right? And a song came on the local college station. I was just about into Huntsville, and the Sam Houston radio station was all I could pick up in that work truck. And I Pray for Rain, or Pray for Rain, I think it's called, came on the radio. And that's what inspired me to start writing again, was because
You heard that one song that moved you?
it was more than that. It was because you listen to 93Q and 100.3, and all that was playing was pop country.
Sure.
And, you know, there was the Kyle Parks and the Randy Rogers and anyways, I can't think of his
Yes,
name.
yeah,
There's all those guys, and they play that Texas country, and it's cool. But none of them ever made it outside of Texas. None of them, I mean, they have, don't get me wrong.
Right.
None of them ever became national
Right,
artists.
right.
They paved the way for guys, for sure.
Sure.
But there wasn't anything that was just that personal for me.
Right.
And then I heard Cody Johnson sing. And that's the first song that I ever went home, learned every chord, every word, without ever hearing it a second time. There were no tablatures on it. Nobody knew who Cody Johnson was at the time.
Yeah, you connected with him really quick.
I did. And I've loved almost everything he's put out since.
Okay.
And that's been a big thing for me.
That's good. You get your inspiration where you can and who you can from.
That's
who,
right.
Who else? I mean, there had to have been some other ones, because, man, there's some amazing.
Big time. I grew up on Brooks and Dunn.
Big time.
Garth
Fun,
Brooks.
lots of fun. Garth.
Yes. Yeah.
I love the thing about Garth, because, I mean, I can still pull up pictures of him in spandex when he led a heavy metal band.
Yep.
I mean, so he's gone from that to becoming, I'm going to say I'm pretty sure he sold more records than any country artist.
That wouldn't surprise me.
No, he's just-
I wish I could have half his energy.
He is something else. Man.
Yeah.
I know.
His old, a lot of his new music hasn't really blown my skirt up.
Sure.
Still enjoy his new concerts, you know, play stuff. But
He's just going through them because he's got so many hit songs. I mean,
yeah.
The guy doesn't have to. I mean, he could have retired 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I think effectively he did.
Yeah,
He,
I mean, really.
he
I mean,
retired and-
that's right. I mean, pretty much things were different when he married Trisha Yearwood. I still think they're together still.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I know he left the business to go raise a family. I mean, he's blessed. He had the opportunity to do the thing where he takes the time when he needs it.
Yeah.
Not everybody gets that, but
yeah.
he
and
did
he's
it.
got so many songs that he's probably pulling in $1 million a month just being Garth. You know, that
Yeah.
might be on the low side. Who knows? You know, and once they hit that level, you know, and you got 30, 40, 50,000 people showing up to you. And have you seen the cost of these concert shirts?
Yes.
You know, we on a local level, we trip out when it's 20, 25, 30 bucks. They're 50, 60,
Yeah.
75,
Uh-huh.
hoodie. It's like, that's where they make their money, you know?
It's also expensive to make them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it is.
yeah,
Boy, they sure do
I
play
can't
hard.
blame them too much. Although I don't want to say I can't blame them too much. They're making buku money off that
Yeah,
because they're
right.
ordering so many. They get it for very cheap,
right.
cheaper
Yeah,
than
because-
I can
that's
afford to
right,
get it for.
because they sell thousands of them. and
That's right.
stuff. Well,
Yeah.
They really do. Well, my friend, this is a part of the show where I like to ask the artist who you're thankful for, you know, any shout-outs. I want to give it one big one. Ben, thank you for introducing me to this world-class singing cowboy. He's actually is a real cowboy. He's roped, so you're the real deal. So let that little boy come back up to you and talk some more smack. You know, you're going to set him right, man. But, yeah, Bill Blankenship, that man, he's changed his whole life around. And, you know, I knew him back then when he was, and now he's he's Ben Blankenship 2.0.
Yeah,
Yeah.
might as well be the Conroe mascot.
He is the Conroe. I'm telling you, man. I mean, I tell you what, don't be surprised if that boy runs for City Hall. I say forget City Hall. I say Ben Blankenship for mayor of Conroe. You heard it here first. Just let me help you with the show and put it on, you know, because he's got that kind of integrity now that people just drawn to him like a moth is to light, You know, he's just a really, really good guy, and we know he's got good taste in music. 'Cause you wouldn't be here.
That's right.
So, so tell us some people that you're thankful for. You know, your family, God. I know the basics and stuff. You know, there's just some shout outs to some of the people that helped you along.
Yeah, I mean, you said it first and foremost. Thank God, thank Jesus, my Savior.
The man
Blessed me with the talents and blessed me
with the
not
drive.
yeah not to do it too early in life, because I feel like had I done it when I was a lot younger,
You'd
I'd
have been burned out already.
even past that, I feel like I would have made some really bad choices. Even now, I'm tempted to make bad choices, but I know better, right?
And you have a military-grade girlfriend that hopefully, like, pushes the right buttons and goes, honey.
Oh, yeah, she holds me accountable for sure.
Oh, I know mine does. Ugh.
Thank God for Ben. He holds me accountable as well. He's one of my best friends. I got a guy that it has been an absolute utility for me. He runs sound, he runs lights, he runs my stage. His name is Joshua Jaquez. And
like your MacGyver, your right-hand man.
Yeah, like Cody Johnson, he's got a guy named Noe that can do any and everything, and he's my Noe. Some people will understand that reference, some won't, but he's the guy. The only thing I can't ask him to do is run merch for whatever reason that irks him. But everything else he can do, and he can do it well.
You want to find somebody a little more handsome, or like a girl who's really good with Merc, because they sustain a lot more recall.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going to say the beer tub girl thing, but for Merc, you know. I mean,
You're absolutely right.
know I'm right.
Sometimes
I've been
that's not really always an option, though.
Oh, of course not.
My wife usually runs the merch.
Right. That's right.
I've been telling her.
You're a smart man.
Happy
wife, happy life.
Yeah. I always tell her at the shows, like, hey, my girlfriend's here. My side piece, my merch chick.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
She's just right when she's about to smack you, you know.
Well, it's a running joke, you know. A lot of musicians end up having an affair with their merch chick or whatever.
Right.
I just made her my merch chick.
You know, it's just like I've been telling my Kimberly, you know, because she thinks real highly of me and what I do and stuff. And, you know, I've just been in the business for so long, helping out local bands and stuff. And it's just a part of what I do. I hear talent and I attack. I see if they want to play a festival, or, hey, do you want to play the Pasadena Dina Music Festival October 4th and 5th at the Pasadena Rodeo Arena? And, you know, I get so excited for these artists, you know, because it's there's so much talent out there that's not being exposed. And then there's the artists that are really, really talented and really good, but they don't want to put in the work. They don't want to hustle. They don't want to grind. And some of them, and they're out there. You probably even know a few of them that they're super duper talented, but they don't want to put the work in, almost like a self-entitlement. And then my favorite thing, and people need to remember this, nobody loves your music more than you do, you know? And, you know, when you talk about it, like, you remember the band Godsmack?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They probably wouldn't have made it, but their very first debut, whatever they did, they sold 10,000 records. Now, if you do that on a local level, every hawk is going to come after you, and because you see you got some potential. And then obviously whoever signed them was a very smart guy.
Yep.
They've made millions of dollars off of that band. Well, guys, we're coming to the end. Tyler, you've been an amazing artist. I'm so glad that Ben introduced me to you. All of your songs are really good. Again, like and follow Tyler Tillman. He's on all streaming platforms, and go check him out. Do you have any upcoming shows coming up that you want to talk about real quick?
I do. We actually will be at the Wagon Wheel in Cleveland on Saturday night. Full band, me and all the boys. It's going to be a good show.
In Cleveland, full band, Saturday.
That's right.
What time was it start again?
It is, 9 to 1.
9 to 1. And where's this place at again?
It's called the Wagon Wheel, the Poor Station.
And in Cleveland, Texas. Well, you guys, you heard it here. Tyler, thank you so much, buddy. I mean, you're really a great artist, man, and you can play that guitar, and it just sounds really, really awesome. Like I said, follow Tyler Tillman, and tune into Lone Star Community Radio, Audio Impact, you know, every Thursday night, 7 o'clock, man. And really looking forward to showcasing you again and maybe having you on my podcast. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you for having me.